did not hit her. I did not. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, guys. How's your sex life? For those of you who did not know, that's a little skit from the movie The Room, better known as The Disaster Artist. I think I made movies like that. Or at least I had actors who acted like that in one of my short movies. I think it was called The End Run. Yeah. So, yes, late, not too late for the August horoscope. A lot of things are happening, as you know, from August 9th, I believe. Let me see here. My software says, yeah, August 9th. We will have to September 5, Mercury retrograde. So voila, welcome to Mercury retrograde. And Mercury is going to be retrograding in the sign of Leo. So obviously we will discuss that part. And I think that one of the best ways that I discuss horoscopes now is especially with my share screen, because I want to go downstairs to film my, through my, the light board. I love doing that. The thing is, I just can't go down there anymore. You guys have no idea. Yesterday, me and my wife, we witnessed paranormal activity right in front of us. And I'm not joking. Believe me, I don't get any kicks out of it. Okay, I'm not going to get any like gazillion views by saying this. But yeah, we experienced a paranormal activity yesterday. My piano was on. Okay. And it's been on because I was trying to play the music tune from La La Land, okay, the City of Stars. And I'm pretty good at it, but I left it on the whole day. And so I'm cooking and my wife is there. Kids are in their own playroom side. Animals are all at their own spot. The cats, we can see they're not there. And suddenly we start hearing this tune. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. So I'm like, okay, oh, look, it's probably Fatty, our cat, or Granola, our other cat, probably walking there. I'm like, okay, let's go see. What the hell, what is this? It's interesting. So we go and see. And my wife, Jamie, is like probably 2 seconds delayed, 3 seconds delayed to come up to the edge of the kitchen. And I look, and literally, the piano is playing. You can see the keys being hit. And I just didn't know whether to laugh because the lights were on. It was like 8 p.m. And then literally the piano played for at least another 5 seconds before it stopped playing. And my wife was right there watching, like, I'm like, did you just witness that? She's like, yes, I witnessed it. Did you witness it? Okay, where are the cats? Cats right there, right there. So nobody's on the piano. Dogs are there. And then my wife saw right above me, like this orb leave. So I don't know what it is, but I do know, my wife's nakshatra is very, very strong psychically. I mean, if you guys know anything about nakshatra, she's very much connected. So she's very sensitive to these things, So that's my little weekend story, you can say. So let me share the screen of the monthly chart. And okay, by the way, you guys keep telling me, can you put bookmarks? I don't know what bookmark is. What are you talking about bookmark on YouTube? I don't know. Skim through, just find it where your Taurus and all these things, and I'm not even going through your zodiac signs. So there is no bookmarks because I'm not doing any zodiac signs. Okay, I'm not like Aries, Ascendant, or Moon. That's junk astrology. So before I even get into this, if you're new here, I don't do those, like planets on the ascendant or sun sign of the zodiac sign. It's so neurotic. Because none of that comes true, and if it does come true, it's like crapshoot. For 50% will say yes, I agree with it. 50% will say no, I don't agree with it. That's not what astrology. Astrology is supposed to be precise that, okay, you're going through this transit, this is happening, and this should happen. Okay, so I hate doing that. It's very cliche, very cheesy. I just like to show you guys what's happening in the sky. It's your job as a human being. Remember, you're not here to just pay your bills. Let me tell you very seriously, you're not here to pay your bills. You're not here to just save money and then go on vacations and raise your kids and send them to a good school and they retire and die. That's not what life is, because you'll be repeating this life over and over again. You better understand three very basic questions of your existence. Who am I? Why am I here? And what is this place? If you cannot answer these three questions with confidence, you have not learned anything in this life. And one of the ways to learn these three questions is astrology. So let's get started. So as you see here, I made this the Aries ascendant, okay? And this is the sign of Aries, the first house. This is Taurus, number 2, Gemini, number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, all the way to the sign of Pisces. So as you see right now in the beginning of this month, we have Venus in the 3rd house, okay? So naturally, Venus represents what? Our love, our communication, our ability to choose things, our ability to, be passionate about things, our ability to enjoy life. And the way we are going to enjoy life in this month is through communication, skills of hands, arts, drawing, or doing a lot of nice romantic texting, because texting is done through hands. 3rd house is hands. So Venus here in this nakshatra, most definitely, or not nakshatra, sorry, the zodiac sign, definitely shows that one is going to do a lot of traveling for love, a lot of traveling for partner, like your significant other, your wife, your husband will do a lot of traveling, which means even you will be traveling because you could be somebody else's significant other. But the thing is, in order for you to connect with other people, in order for you to connect with your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, most definitely you're going to have to show certain skills of hands, maybe drawing them a painting, maybe writing a note to them, maybe writing a nice email to them. That's where Venus wants now. See, when Venus transits through every zodiac sign, it shows that, look, I want you to express your love through how I am right now, if you want to win in this life. So transit becomes important in that way. Venus being in the sign of Gemini shows, hey, I want everybody to be communicating, and I want everybody to be showing their skills of romance. Because remember, Gemini is skills, because it's the original 3rd house. Show your skills of romance, show your skills of love. Whatever your ascendant is, and remember, these transits can be studied from ascendant and the moon both. Through the moon, it'll definitely happen. Through ascendant, it's your choice to make it happen or not. So whatever house Venus is in, through that house, your skills will be shown and your ability to love and show romantic language will come about. Then obviously we see Mars and Sun in the 4th house. Mars is known as debilitated in the sign of Cancer. However, it's not. See, looking at something as exalted and debilitated is quarter of what it's actually trying to show. Because remember, Mars is debilitated at 28 degrees exactly. Before that or after that, no problem. Mars is willing to do the work. Because remember, when Mars is debilitated, whenever a planet is debilitated, okay, it needs to be humble. It becomes humble. Even if it's Saturn, Mars, Moon, whatever planet is, they become humble. Why? Because they know I'm at my lowest of dignity. But now what happens when you're at the hardest place in life? What do? You work hard to come up. Mars is going to, especially Mars in Cancer, as much as it's being forced in the kitchen to show its emotions, to be the mother, but Mars is a soldier. Mars wants to compete. Mars wants to be confident. Right now, Mars is not. And Mars is aware of it. That, wow, I'm not confident right now. All right. I'm going to exert all my energy into getting myself confident. These people work extra hard at everything. That's why they succeed. But also what happens is, if they lose, if you challenge them, they get irritated, they become immature, they retaliate because they don't want to see themselves lose. Debilitated Mars does not like to see himself lose. Exalted Mars will take its defeat like a dignified soldier and walk away because it knows it deserved that loss. It was a karmically designed for him to get that loss. So Mars is like, all right, I lost this war. That's good. That's okay. It was karma. And it walks away. Debilitated Mars loses a war. It'll start slashing its own soldiers. Like, how could you make me lose my war? They'll retaliate. So when Mars is with Sun, the hot planet, whichever house this is happening in, you're going to retaliate in that house. You're going to face challenges in that house. So let's say, for example, if this is happening in your ascendant from Moon or Sun, you're going to be faced with challenges and you're going to come across people who are going to try to bring you down. And either you can be agitated, retaliate against it, blow up, or you can take a mature path by being aware that Mars is debilitated in my ascendant or my moon sign. I should not take stupid, immature reactions or actions towards these things. This is why learning astrology is self-awareness. You want to learn the self-awareness? Learn about the transit. You know Saturn is coming over your moon. What are you going to do? Well, this is the meaning of Saturn over moon. Are you going to let it happen? Or are you going to be self-conscious and self-aware of that position? Same thing is happening. And right now, especially with Sun and Mars in Cancer, mundane astrology-wise, there could be a lot of conflicts and war between governments, like two governments, and there could be naval or like submarine naval fights. But again, if Mars was transiting the sign of Libra, I could say the same thing. And I will be true. Why? Some government out there is having some sort of an issue on the water with another country. You see how bullshit it becomes to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm not. This is why it's so easy to just make things up on a monthly horoscope. And somehow, some way I'll find an article. Somehow, some way I'll find some news. Wow, I did it. My predictions came true. This is why, for me, I want to teach you more towards the fact that, hey, learn the principle, apply it on yourself. So as much as in the last video, you're like, okay, so what's going to happen in the government? What's going to happen in there? Guys, anything can happen in the government at any second, no matter what transit is happening. And I can show you an article and say, okay, this is what's going to happen. Where my qualities will shine, if I can say, yes, there's going to be some attack on this politician or this prime minister or president, and okay, this is supposed to happen. If that happens, boom, now that's where you applaud a person. Not like, oh, there's going to be some rift-raft in the government right now. You know what? Even if both these planets are exalted, there are going to be some rift-raft against the government. So don't take these boosting things as, holy grail of monthly predictions. It's absolute nonsensical. So then we come up to Rahu, Mercury that are transiting in Leo and Ketu's in the 11th house in Aquarius. And right within this month, let me just check. I want to see and make sure. 30. Okay, so by September, they're going to be changing signs. So they're literally at 0, 11 degrees. At like Rahu is at Gandhanta point. Ketu is not at the Gandhanta point. The Gandhanta point is a point where the end over 29 degrees of a fire sign and below 1 degree of water sign. Whenever planet transits through water to fire or fire to water, known as Gandhanta point, which is the untying of the spiritual knots. This is why eclipse this month is so important, because not only Sun is coming over Mercury and Rahu, or the eclipse is happening over Mercury and Rahu, it's at Gandhanta point. So this is probably the first time I can say that yes, there's a very, very strong chances of sudden transformation and upheaval happening, especially within the United States of America area. I wouldn't call it a big disastrous thing. I would call it a sudden, just like wiping a slate clean. So there could be something major that can happen. And this is where I will say, like, yes, I feel it that it'll happen, like in terms of having something major happen, whether it's a stock market crash, whether it's like suddenly Trump realizing what's happening, everything is wrong, and he's trying to change everything, becoming suddenly the most amazing president ever. These are the transformation you're going to see. But the only time you will see this transformation is between 12 days of the eclipse. That's it. 12 days of the eclipse, it should happen. From the moment that eclipse happens to the 12 days, if something should happen there, otherwise we're wrong. But Mercury is going to go retrograde. Mercury is going retrograde in the sign of Leo. That means most definitely on a mundane level, your government can miscommunicate a lot of things. Fathers, authorities in your personal life will miscommunicate a lot of things. But Mercury represents literally your communication, affecting you. So perhaps through some higher authority, miscommunication could lead to problems. Let's say you kind of irritate your boss, and your boss just out of, slip off his tongue just says, that's it, you're fired, go home. He didn't want to say it, but he said it. And now he has to stick to those words because he told you that. So this is not the time period to ask for any raises, especially if Mercury especially if you're, let's say, a Scorpio ascendant. Mercury is in the 10th house with Rahu. This month, just work quietly, just work. Don't send out any jokes or emails at your work. They will backfire. They're bound to get backfired, especially usually Mercury retrograde comes and passes by. You won't notice it, but certainly certain Mercury retrograde will affect. Right now it's conjunct the north node of the moon while retrograde, while eclipse is happening in the same month. So please don't send out any like jokes in your work email. Don't post anything controversial on your Facebook. It'll backfire. It'll flip around. A lot of things already tend to happen. Like I'm seeing so many like celebrities just like saying stuff that they shouldn't be, and then they're regretting it. Now imagine if some of these celebrities knew, oh, Mercury is retrograde in this sign and conjunct this planet. So whatever I miscommunicate, it'll blow itself. Why? Because Rahu is all about sudden expansion, explosion. Your words will explode whether you mean them or not. And then you got Jupiter in the sign of Virgo transiting. And Jupiter is pretty much almost to finishing the sign of Virgo. But again, Jupiter especially is in the Padha 4 of Hasta Nakshatra. It's going to be moving into Chitra Nakshatra soon. And Especially from Hasta, when it comes to Chitra Nakshatra, Jupiter does very well. These are nakshatra as the constellations that are happening behind the scenes of a zodiac sign. What's going to happen is Jupiter will expand your ability to express yourself creatively. Especially you will see yourself taking a lot of selfies, a lot of photographs. You're going to become very good at budgeting. If there's one good thing that I can say with Jupiter in Virgo, like clear-cut, sharp analysis towards what money is coming in, what money is going out, how much I need to save, how much I need to do this to pay my debts off. So wherever Jupiter is transiting in the sign of Virgo from your ascendant or the moon, you're going to start budgeting things towards that house. You're going to become Chitragupta. Chitra is a nakshatra related to the accountant to Yama, Chitragupta, who's keeping accounts of all of us. So now Jupiter, the guru, within us, the intelligence within us, because Jupiter is intelligence, super intelligence, is going to not only want to express itself creatively, especially when it comes to Libra, but in the Virgo part, you're going to start taking accounts. Let's say it's not happening in any of the money houses, it's happening in your 7th house. Suddenly you're going to start calculating, budgeting, and analyzing your relationship, your marriage, what I need to say, not say, what we need to do, not do in our marriage. So the accountant part of Jupiter will come alive, and that's where we're going to start keeping accounts of our actions through our intelligence. That's what Jupiter does. And then you have Saturn in the 8th house in Scorpio with Moon. Well, right now it's with Moon, but Moon's going to move away by tomorrow morning. But Saturn in Scorpio, especially Jyeshtha Nakshatra. See, Jyeshtha is a nakshatra of manipulators, people who blackmail, people who, backstabs and extreme jealous people, people who cannot handle other people's success. And they'll do something to make sure that if they don't get the success, other doesn't either. This is why be careful of Saturnian people coming in your life to, take advantage of certain situations. Saturn represents servants, Saturn represents subordinates, Saturn represents even bosses. Saturn is a boss. It's a servant and a boss. Why? Saturn originally rules the which house? 10th house of authority. So right now, there's a strong tendency towards, but here's the thing. In this particular nakshatra, see, wherever nakshatra Saturn transits into, you're going to see very minimal qualities of that nakshatra. Why? Because Saturn's job is to suppress everything. And why is it that I'm talking about Jupiter and Saturn nakshatra only and not other planets? Because of the fact these two planets move slowly, their nakshatra qualities are felt through transits. So this is why I'm talking about this. But Jyeshtha nakshatra qualities that I just said, some of the qualities, it'll be very less, very suppressed, but it'll be there, but it'll be very less because Jupiter is going to suppress it. It's going to press that in. But especially in Scorpio, knowing it's near that Gandhanta point, even though it's at 27 degrees, it's going to move back in that direction. Saturn can bring out strong spiritual transformation. Because Scorpio, why Scorpio is Scorpio? Why Scorpio is passionate, sexual, but dangerous? Because the 3 nakshatras that are in there, Vishaka, Anuradha, and Jyeshtha. So this is why Saturn here, especially Jyeshtha, the good side of Jyeshtha is it's the sign of Alakshmi. Not Lakshmi, Alakshmi, the elder sister to Lakshmi, who was the goddess of the dark world. magical world. And probably this is why we're experiencing haunted stuff in our house, because Jeshta Nakshatra has the quality to bring those things out. But she, the elder sister of Lakshmi, is even more luckier than prosperous than Lakshmi, than people think of it is. So this is the period where wherever Saturn is transiting, it is definitely going to bring responsibility, duty, commitment, and sacrifices, which will transform that part of your life through your sheer hard work. So that is what's happening this month. And then September, we'll see what happens. But interesting about the eclipse, definitely just be safe out there. Okay. So if you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to get a report, consultations from me, check out the links in the below section, astrologykrs.com. Otherwise, we'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.